much for staying with us. Now to our very first story today, and some stranded Ghanaians in the holy city of Mecca are set to be airlifted back home following the finalization of arrangements by the Hajj board. The pilgrims were unable to return to the country due to challenges with flight arrangements. So, how sure are we that all these challenges have been resolved? Alhaji Amin Lamte is Deputy Communications Director of the Hajj Village. He joins us live now from Mecca with some details. Alhaji, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Comrade, for having me.
Right. So, can you tell us what accounted for the postponement of the arrival of the first batch of pilgrims?
Comrade, thank you so much for having me once again. Let me say good morning to your cherished viewers. I think the time will not permit us to go into details, but what I have said before, and I'm going to repeat, is that it was a technical challenge from the domain of our airlines, that is a NAF airline, which brought about a postponement of on the 8th and on the 10th. We are very fortunate today that we've gotten it right. As I'm speaking to you, the aircraft took off, I think, about 15 minutes ago. After 15 minutes ago, as we speak now, they are now airborne. So we have the first flight taken off. As I'm speaking to you now as well, we are preparing the second flight regarding their luggage, regarding the manifest for those who will be on board the second flight. So far, it is so good. We are very happy that we're able to iron out the challenges that were encountered with a couple of them.
I like the technical challenges you termed them. That was the exact thing you told us the last time we spoke, and you did mention that all these things had been resolved and that the first batch of pilgrims were going to arrive in the country by Saturday. Today is Monday. We still do not have them. So how sure are we these challenges have actually been catered for and will not recur?
In my custody, I have a legal binded document in my hand from the NAF airline. It is a very confidential document, legally binded. They've made a promise because we are witnesses of what happened in Mecca this year. This year's Hajj has been dealt with a lot of challenges. The stampede, before the stampede, we have the Queen accident. Even as usual, we have perennial challenges in Hajj pilgrimage, and this year's challenges have been very enormous. So we think that what happened was internal technical challenges that we were able to resolve. As we speak now, we are super excited that we have our first flight flying, and there is every indication that as we start now, we are going to flow through to the last flight on the 23rd of October. It is our prayer that nothing happens, because sometimes, Governor, we oppose, but Allah will dispose. So we want to believe that Allah is going to be with us to go smoothly without any hiccup whatsoever. Governor.
All right. Thank you very much. But let me ask, what time are the pilgrims expected to touch down in Ghana, and exactly how many are they?
This is a huge flight. So now today on board we have 450 pilgrims on board. Normally a 6 hours journey, but sometimes they use 5 hours, sometimes they use 6 hours, or maybe less than that. But I want to believe that according to the community we have, we should be in Accra latest at 8 p.m. local time. So we are urging all family members, relatives, friends to be at the Hajj board, that Hajj village, to receive their relatives. One significant thing, Governor, that I want to add is that I want to create the indulgence of the media to be very circumspect in their reportage, because we've gone through pain. People are coming home with a lot of agony, pain. I mean the challenges that we've gone through. We want the media to help us to be able to reshape them, and then we shouldn't go into things that will bring back the bad memories that we encountered with the stampede.
Okay, but aside this particular flight, when are we to expect the other flights come in? And that should be my final question.
Anyway. The itinerary that we have for the past 3 years is that we have to flew every blessed day. We must have a flight. So as we start today, as I said a while ago, we are not preparing the second flight. We've already done with the weighing of their luggage 2 days ago. So as I'm speaking to you, we have to evacuate their luggage to the airport, and then this evening, late in the evening, around 12 midnight here in Saudi Arabia, we will have to evacuate the pilgrims to the airport, and then in the morning, we will also take off, just like what we experience today. That is the way it will go to the last flight on 23rd of this month of now.
Okay, so finally, I did say finally earlier, but please pardon me for asking. The last time we spoke to you, you did mention that you were unable to account for some Ghanaians, about 10 of them, who went with you to Mecca. Do we know their whereabouts now?
Well, really, it's very sketchy and very dicey. It is a perennial problem that the Saudi government is aware of. All of us are aware that when it comes to that pilgrimage, you are dealing with over 2 million people. Okay, they have their procedure, they have a way of analyzing, evaluating the activities. As a country, Ghana, yes, we are also working around the clock. There was a stampede. We have natural death. We have those who are currently at the hospital. We have those who are even not feeling fine. They are currently with us in the hotel. So we are managing that first. For now, we cannot really come out with specific report on the current situation. So we want everybody out there to bear with us. As we start flying home, gradually we try to put the pieces together. Before the last flight, we may come out with a report that when we deliver it out there, people will understand what happened in Mecca regarding Ghanaian pilgrims.
I see. Okay, but that means up until 23rd, if we do not find them, we are still going to depart and come back to Ghana without these 10 people we speak of.
It is not easy. You can never say never. You cannot come without your pilgrim because the Southern government have a system where regardless of wherever you. So we come for religious purposes. We come for a special religious exercise. So you may have people who become, masquerade as pilgrims. Probably they have another way of doing things, but we cannot really have control over them. Normally, when it comes to the Hajj pilgrimage in Mecca, the moment you arrive here, as a country, you have no control. You have no anything to do with your pilgrims. It is the Saudi government that will deal with them in terms of security, in terms of guidelines, in terms of where to go and where not to go. So when it comes to our issue regarding the number of people that we have actually taken to Saudi Arabia, until we finalize with our activities and rest our report, we cannot determine how many have we sent home, how many have left behind, how many died, and how many we cannot really, find out where they've been to. So I think that with time we'll get there, Governor.
All right. Many thanks for your time. And Alhaji Amin Lamte is Deputy Communications Director of the Hajj Committee. You heard us speak to him, and as you can see on your screens now, these are some Ghanaians who are currently on the flights en route Ghana. They should be arriving according to the Deputy Communications Director of the Hajj Village. According to him, they should be arriving in the country sometime around 6 p.m. thereabout. So obviously, we are going to follow up on that issue and bring you much more on that. But maybe a quick run through some of the things he said. That about 450 pilgrims are on this flight, and the flight obviously should take between 5 and 6 hours, like I said earlier. So we should be expecting them in Ghana by 6 p.m. So those should be a few of the things he has been talking about. We'll bring you much more on this in our subsequent broadcast. But away from that and to other issues, and barring any last-minute hitch, the first power barge to produce some additional 225 megawatts of electricity to augment the country's current supply will arrive in Ghana sometime in November. Now, this brings to about 4 postponements announced by government on the arrival of the barges in the country. The first barge is now expected to start sail from Turkey to Ghana on Sunday, October 25. Meanwhile, government is also said to have instructed Car Power Ship to increase the capacity of the second barge from the initial 225 megawatts to 400 megawatts. We'll bring you more on that shortly. But still on this issue, speaking on the AM show today, Member of Parliament for Trobua Masama and Moses Enim thinks government and the Power Ministry are not being truthful to Ghanaians about the arrival of the power barges.
I'm beginning to be worried because power barge today, tomorrow, the next day, deadlines have been given, timelines have been given, programs have been given. If the power barge were to be working on their own and starting from their destination, they would have reached Ghana by now. whoever is in charge. Look, I don't know a kenke that is cooked, but if I see a burning part of the kenke, I know it is cooked. Let's have the power badge to augment the power situation that we have in. We've lost lives. I keep asking myself that by the time we stabilize this power situation, can we go back and assess what we've lost and see if we can get back what we've lost? We've lost so much. In this span of 4 years, we've lost so much as a country. And if this arrival of these power badges is today, tomorrow, the next day, whom again can we believe? The executive president has given dates, several dates. It all goes back, and we don't see what date, and they don't arrive. So whom are we to believe again? Whom are we to believe? Is it the energy minister? Is it the finance minister? Because if the president's own words, dates and promises failed, whom again are we going to believe? So we should solve this problem, because you see, there are things that we should have done earlier. Some of us don't understand. If power, energy is the heartbeat of every economy, if we're going for huge loans, I thought that we should have concentrated on that. We should have concentrated on that. Because the energy is the heartbeat of every economy. Look, my brother, manufacturing, 2014, grew 0.8%. The entire industry grew by 0.8%. The target for the entire industry sector was 6.8. When the minister came to Parliament to review the budget, the mid-year budget 2015, and he stated all these figures, there's no economic indicator that we got the target that we set. As low as anything, even construction was 0.03%, electricity 0.3%, service that we know was growing and growing, 5.6 out of the 7.2% target we set. Even that target was set mid-year 2014. So if mid-year 2014 you set a target and there's just 6 months you could not reach it, we should know where we are coming from. And the same minister will tell you that he cannot reach his target because of the energy crisis, because of the cedi depreciation, because of all these factors.
In reaction, former Member of Parliament for Kofi George Kuntu Blankson says, as much as Ghana is in crisis, Ghanaians must keep faith with the government as they work towards bringing in the much-needed power badges soon.
Faith without works is faithless. You can have faith, but it must move with action.
That even backs the point of Moses.
You see, no, the way he's misinterpreting what I said, and I want to set record straight for him to understand that whatever is happening, even the president is not happy about it. Nobody is happy about it because it affects his economy. Because what drives the society is the economy. If the economy is good, workers will get increased payment, increase in their salary. Workers, those who need work will get job to do, or industry is booming. I mean, it will bring a lot of returns to our GDP. You understand? But what can you do? Knowing very well, taking cognizance of the circumstances you have outlined to us, with your behind-scenes discussion, if there's no any cause, there will be no effect. In the logics, you should understand that if there's no cause, there will be no effect.
Do you think that Ghanaians are being impatient? Because now we're not even complaining. We say, oh, it's the usual, normal.
I'm not saying Ghanaians are impatient. No. Everybody have seen that there is a problem. And that problem should be a concern of the nation. Every Ghanaian must be part of it because the doom so affect everybody. It affects the chiefs, it affects the clergy, it affects even the politicians. You understand? Yeah. So it has become a social canker in the country that we must all find an antidote to the matter.
Okay.
Without apportioning blames, without pontificating.